welcome to yet another episode of the official FBOY Island podcast. I'm your host, Jared Goldstein.
And I'm your host, Danielle Perez.
And today we are talking episode 9. Ooh. The ladies have just 2 men left each, 1 FBOY, 1 nice guy, and we're talking the mansplain. Oh my God, the mansplain. In studio, we have our special guest host, Bunny Barbie, as well as nice guy Fernando and FBOY Kevin. And zooming in a little bit later, we've got our nice guy Josh. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome, Bunny Barbie.
We're so happy to have you on the pod.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're big fans. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so this mansplain, we got to talk about it. Unreal. I've never seen the reunion happen before the show is over.
Oh, yeah. No, this is like really every woman's fantasy to just get the dirt from the guys, fresh from the source. Okay. We're talking natural spring,
this is mountain
water. Yes. Of just dirt.
Imagine. And like, they're all kind of like still competing a little bit, right? So they were like, I'm going to tell you everything that's going on.
Yeah. They're living in Limbo. Yeah. They're in Nice Guy Grotto. And they're like, I'm here for vindication. Okay, you got rid of me too soon. Okay, because I'm going to give you some bombs and I'm going to drop them.
Yes. Matt went in. Josh went in.
Anthony.
Greg went in. I mean, they all were just like, we're here to deliver. And they did.
I mean, even Chris came back. He's like, you can't step on this snake and not expect it to fight back.
Yes.
What did you think about Garrett having to answer for all of his indiscretions? I mean, still coming up. Even when you think there's no more bombs to like expose, no more like hidden bodies, there's still more coming up with Garrett.
Unfortunately, I really feel like Garrett is my least favorite.
Oh.
I just feel like he, at this time in his life, would not be a good boyfriend. So I really hope that he is not picked by Sarah.
Well, we're going to find out pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, right now, in this episode, they have the dates with the nice guys, which was, I really enjoyed that. I liked having them, seeing the girls have just a really nice time, being treated very well.
Sarah's was my favorite.
By upstanding men.
Yeah.
Sarah's date with Josh.
Yes, was definitely my favorite.
The caves. It was
the rum came back.
I know. That was like such a cute callback.
Inside moment.
Yeah, it's like, this is special to us and our time here.
Before we get too lovey-dovey, I still want to talk about this mansplain, and we need to talk about it with someone who was there. So let's please bring on our guest, Nasty Nando. Nice guy Fernando. Nasty Nando, thank you for joining us.
Excuse me, nice guy Nando.
Oh! Hey, we heard
corrected.
We heard about the adjustments you were giving in the cottages. Okay,
yeah. Absolutely. I was cracking backs and making smiles everywhere.
Hell yes, you're a chiropractor.
Yeah, I am right now.
You're a doctor and maybe an Olympian.
Yeah, perhaps we'll see if the cards are in my favor. I've been training for the past 4 years for the Olympic bobsled team for the United States, and I'm really excited. The summer games are going on right now, and it's just really cool to see and watch and just be able to point out faces of people that I've seen either at like a facility or I've just been watching growing up, because I'm always watching footage for people in regards to how they train and what their technique looks like so that I can become a better athlete.
That's incredible.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
I love that moment during the mansplain when you were like, look, I am 6'2", I am a doctor, I am an Olympian, I don't need this money.
Right, I have a job. You let them know I am employed.
Facts. I had to let them know. You had to get it straight. I had to separate myself from the rest of the pack. Like, there was a reason why I was there. I have something to offer that you don't, you know? Besides my good looks and smiles, like, I have genes. Come on. Like,
hell yeah.
And Nakia said she wanted somebody for the future, so I had to let her know exactly what it was and what I was there for.
Yeah, I mean, you really came out on top during the mansplain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
By far.
I went in there.
I really hope you win. I really hope you win.
I'm glad I got somebody on my side. Honestly.
You have a lot of people on your side.
Everyone was on your side.
Oh, yeah.
Have you enjoyed like the fan reaction to the show?
I've loved the fan reaction so far because there's obviously things I don't know. You know, like, I had no idea Chris was just ratting his ass off.
Yes.
That surprised us all.
Snake.
Yeah, for real. Like, he would come back and smile and everything. I'm like, I don't even have beef with Chris, you know? It was just like, damn, bro, like, you just gave out everybody and everything. And so that was interesting to see how he literally facilitated that from the beginning. And like, that was something that really caught us off guard.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's in there. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, they were sleeping on Nasty Nando.
Of course.
Nice guy, Nando.
Nice guy, Nando.
Yeah. But then with the throuple date, you really pulled ahead.
Shined.
Of
You
course.
really, I mean, it was, you topped
Yes. You
Jared.
really domed OG Jared in that moment, put him in the corner, and you just
said,
went to town.
let me show you how it's done. You're like, this is my job. She doesn't want your amateur hands on her.
Amateur hand.
Let me work this body. Let me work the Nando magic.
Of course. So going into that, I'm like, look, it's a competition. My favorite color is gold. I excel. Period.
An
That's what I'm
Olympi-
on.
Spoken like an Olympian.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what I'm on. And that was the energy I had. And up until that point, you know, like I knew that everybody was sleeping on me and I knew I had to be big, strong, and just make the move. Show them in person who I am. And I am what I say I am, you know? So that's what I did. Jared, he's very aggressive. You know, he's very physical, like even when she invited us to the date. And when we got there, I was like, nah, like I can't let this happen. Plus, this is my backyard. Get out of here. These hands are gold.
Gold medal.
Gold medal. Yeah, exactly.
Well, joining us via Zoom is fellow nice guy Josh.
Hey.
What's going with it?
My
How y'all living?
boy.
We're so happy to have you.
We're so happy. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
I'm happy to be here for sure.
Where are you zooming in from?
I'm currently visiting some family back at home in Nashville, Tennessee, but I will be heading back to Chicago after this.
Okay. Well, today we're talking episode 9. We're talking the mansplain.
Oh man,
We're talking.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
please. Can you give us everything you have? Whatever dirt behind the scenes of
All
the
the stuff we
mansplain?
didn't see in the
Oh,
mansplain.
I mean, look, you know me, and you know that I try not to speak down on any man's name because I feel like you shouldn't have to do that if you to appeal to women as a whole. That mansplain had me sweating. I'm not even gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you because I didn't know what somebody was gonna say to me. We already knew we had the Roden brothers. We had Matt the Rat and Chris the Mole that were
Matt the Rat and Chris the Mole.
Everything was on the table. Everything was on the table,
Yes.
and I was shook. You know, I try to treat people well, and I try not to talk shit about women. And
Well,
and
try
I just try to
harder,
lead with
Josh.
respect.
You're gonna have to try harder because this is FBOY Island.
Anthony came for you. He's like, I didn't want to be the one to say it, but he wrote something in his eye. He had a little speech prepared.
Here's the thing, and I have a bone to pick with Mark Moran on 2 things. Okay, so
Speak on it.
One,
speak
this is
on
a
it.
little bit of an exclusive. One, Mark Moran said that they had the best room. That is categorically false. Okay, we had the best room. I was with Davidge, with Greg, and with Garrett. Our room, hands down, the core is strong.
I have to stop you right there. Sean was my roommate. You can't defeat. Sean is undefeated. Sean's undefeated, yo.
Half of y'all were gone.
Casey came back, though. Casey came back.
Stop it. Number dos. Okay, number 2. Number 2 is that Mark Moran, claimed to be the best public speaker on the show. And I just can't, that didn't sit right in my spirit. And so even though I had some notes in my head, I knew what was going on. I was just preparing for every scenario. I was preparing if I was going home. I was preparing if I was staying. Either way, I was going to lay that speech down flat.
And you really did. You really
did.
Listen, just getting to listen to you on the show is such an ASMR for everybody.
I know this pod right now. It's like I just love listening to you speak.
I really appreciate that.
Oh my God.
And so you're on the island. You have these 3 gorgeous women. Why Sarah?
So on the first day, as we are standing out in this 175-degree weather, and they're handing out the bands. I don't get one, so I just felt like I was ugly in the group, so that I just needed to let my personality shine through. And so I came through that night and was determined to have good conversations. So not shown on camera. I had really good conversations with CJ. I had a really good conversation with Nakia, which is why I got chosen first for water balloon dodgeball. But Sarah, and I had a good conversation with Sarah before that, but Sarah was the one who chose up. And, I'm very open to all things. And so, Sarah and I went on the date. There was definitely a vibe there. We had a really good time and, I was going with it.
Nice. You enjoyed that rum, you enjoyed the company, and you're like, let's see what happens.
Hey, it's not too much that can go wrong with rum and a beach. You know what I mean? Unless water excluded.
I have to say, I felt for you so much when you were on the canoe date with Sarah, and she was talking about Garrett.
It made me so mad. It's like, look what's in front of you.
I really just can't believe anything he says, and I think the only way to get a solution would be to talk to the girl, which I hate bringing another girl into this.
But what the hell's going on? Like, why is Sarah talking about other guys, Garrett or otherwise, when I'm with her? Just because I want to make sure that, the time is focused on us. But, I look at it as an opportunity to show my support for her. And you got steak and eggs right here. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I understand what's going on. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely... that's the thing here. Okay, we're living in the era of polyamory on FBOY Island, where everybody's in a throuple or a quad or some sort.
Weekend's welcome's very comfortable.
Right, legit. And so, that's something that, I'm not a jealous person in general. It does sting a little bit because obviously you don't want to hear the woman that you're dating talking about her other boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? But, it's the nature of the beast.
You handle it so well. You really.
And Garrett is a beast.
Truly.
Yeah.
No, but you handled it so well. Just, really giving Sarah time and space and holding her hand and showing her this is what a good guy is.
I mean,
Your date with her was so cute. You guys had so much fun. You had an overnight.
I have a question for you. What were your favorite moments on the show?
My favorite moments on the show with Sarah or just overall?
Any.
Overall, yeah.
I think my favorite moments on honestly my favorite date with Sarah was our first one where we were at one point. I just felt like it just kind of like eased me into the whole experience, and I felt like we were helping to ease each other into it. The conversation was super genuine, and we were just able to enjoy each other's company.
Who's your favorite guys?
I think Nando's definitely up there. Definitely up there.
And I'm number one. Josh, what's my favorite color?
My man loves gold.
Yes!
But also Greg and Jamie and Garrett as well. We all had it was. I really got along with most people except for Chris, to be all the way honest. So
Speak on that, please.
Yeah, speak on the share.
I'm somebody who just tries to mind his own.
Yes, we remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay out the way. But one thing that is nothing to play with over here. So when Chris stepped to me, I'm always ready to smack the fire out of somebody. So you know what I'm saying? It just I'm getting a little tight even talking.
When I see it. It's nice luck. It's a nice
really
luck.
like that.
I'm just not the one to try. So I never want anybody to think it's sweet over here.
And when you stood up to Chris, he backed down so fast.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
He knew.
He knew.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I'm just glad. Look, when I stood up to smack the shit out of him, all I saw was my job flash before my eyes. I was like, let me not.
Yeah. And you have a job. See, that's the thing.
One of three or four.
No! That hurt me. That hurt me to hear that.
So why did you want to come on the show in the first place?
I was honestly open to the experience. I'm somebody who lives for experiences. I'm always down to. I try to say yes to most things within reason. I was just curious to see what it would be like. It merges two passions of mine: travel and beautiful women. So I was pretty much sold from that point. And then when we got there, similar to Nando, I mean, you get there, we're in the airport, and it's just a meat market. You just got a gang of guys who look like you, who are built like you, who have the same interests as you. You know what I mean? And so you're sizing them up, which is nothing crazy.
Were you nervous?
For me. No. I played college football, so I'm very familiar with that. It's a lot of alpha males around, and so you got to see who's going to back down, who's not, who's sure of themselves, and who's not. And what I did know is that if you got insecurities, you're going to play yourself out pretty quickly. I'm pretty secure in myself, so I was just going to be me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that you said you had really good intimate conversations with CJ and Nakia. that first night. Was there any kind of interest there before Sarah kind of made a play for you?
I would definitely say, I definitely thought that on the day that Sarah asked me out, that Nakia was going to ask me out. So I was kind of confused because we had a really good conversation. I think Sarah and I probably had the best conversations, and Sarah and Nakia, I had the best conversations with them on the day prior to getting the date. And so I'm sitting there and I see CJ come up and she asks Mark, and then I see Nakia come up and she asked Jared. And so I'm like, well, what the hell am I doing? Like, what's going on? And then I see Sarah come over and I was like, oh, okay. And then so we had, then she asked me, and I was just honestly excited for to go on a date, period. So
right.
I love that your initial date, it really circled back with your final 24-hour date, because you got the rum on the beach, the same spot.
Yeah, no doubt. It was definitely magical. That was definitely a top moment for me as well. And I was able to save. So what they didn't show originally was we went on a scavenger hunt, and that's what led us to the rum picnic. And so I had saved one of the clues from our first date and brought it back around and brought it out to her on our final date.
Oh my God. I mean, true, nice guy. A perfectly nice guy.
Yes.
Do you feel like your bromances, for both of you, your bromances were affected by which girl you were going after? Like you couldn't get close to other guys because you were going after the same girl?
Well, I don't think our bromance was affected at all, because we never took it from a standpoint as to, okay, you find out this information and I'll find out this information, At the end of the day, we knew it was a competition and we knew what we were there for, and we just knew that we had to put our best foot forward. At the beginning, Josh and I didn't know we were in competition with each other, with both me and Nice Guys, but that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we didn't have to go after the same woman. And so it kind of just made it a little bit easier for us, because we already knew if we could just outbeat the other nice guys, which we were, because they were eliminating them like flies at elimination.
Nice guy, nice try, gotta go. I mean, that first elimination.
All three nice guys.
Well, except for Peter.
Yes.
I know, but CJ was the only one that found him out. I was like, these girls, they're in trouble. Nakia and Sarah.
I know.
I think for me, I mean, obviously, like Garrett and I were close, and we were both pursuing Sarah. Garrett kept shooting himself in the foot, so I wasn't really. I was just kind of like, I didn't have to talk shit, about him. But I was just kind of like, I was just being there for Sarah. I was very focused on Sarah. I was very, very steadfast in my pursuit of her and trying to understand her and trying to learn her. And at the end of the day, I live by the mantra chicks choose. So regardless of what you do, women are gonna make up their own minds, and they're gonna move accordingly. So that was what I trusted in. And preferences weighed out. But I will say one thing.
Ooh, please do say
I do want to say one thing, because I've been listening. I've been tuning in. And Nikki said that the nice guys are probably the ones that you don't want to sleep with. And it struck a chord with me, because I think that nice guys get a bad rap, because you can still be a nice guy with flavor. You can be a nice guy with swag. Okay. You can be a nice guy with some sauce.
We got two nice guys like that over here.
You know what I'm saying? Real drippy.
Fernando and Josh.
Well, we love that. How can the fans keep up with you?
Yes, absolutely. They can find me at GQ50 on Instagram and Twitter, at JoshGQ50 on TikTok, and please subscribe to the Travel Guys podcast as well.
Awesome.
Okay, well, you got 2 new subscribers here.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I love it.
Josh, thank you so much for stopping by the pod.
Thank you for having me.
See you next week, brother.
All right, brother. Turn up.
Yeah.
Bye. Can we talk the one-on-one date with Nakia?
Yes, it was the long-awaited moment. In the cottages and in my heart and soul.
Oh.
I have been saying from the rip, I was like, you need to give me this chance. Like, I'm not here for friends. This ain't Friend Island, I'm here.
No, wrong island.
Exactly. Like, I'm here. I saw you, and that's really it. Like, I'm going for you. And so it took her almost all season to realize, that the king was here. But once I had that moment, I didn't waste it at all. The day was fun. We were on a sailboat, and I was the captain. And for her, she said it was a big deal for her because she doesn't really like men controlling things, but she was so comfortable with me, and I had already knew from her previous dates that she wasn't comfortable being in the water. So I just took it upon myself to even just try a little bit harder to make sure that she was good, she was safe, I wasn't doing anything wrong. And that was my first time actually sailing the boat. And I think I handled it like a G.
You did.
Yeah.
Like I straight up killed it, I felt.
God,
Yeah.
You were a great
love
captain.
sailboat.
Thank you so much.
How did it feel though to come back to the villa and not make it upstairs?
I know, it hurt my
to the
heart a little bit. I was
bedroom.
like,
I had a lot of fun with you. I think we had a great time. But I think it's probably best that you sleep down here.
It hurt my heart too. Y'all saw my face. I
I
was like,
know.
oh. I mean,
she tucked you in like a toddler.
I know.
I was shocked that you hadn't gotten a kiss.
Yeah,
That
me too.
revelation for me, I was like, wait a minute. Fernando's been in it,
I know.
you know,
know.
putting in the work. He's a nice guy. No kiss?
I know. So I've been consistent. I've not made any mistakes. You know, even the guys told her. And they've only known me for how long, saying that I'm such a way better person than the one that she was going for. And throughout the whole date at night, I was thinking, okay, like I gotta make a move. But Nakia had already told me about like how when she's loyal to somebody, like she doesn't really like to fool around with anybody else. She's not really willing or open to give somebody else another chance. So like I found myself moving closer and closer to her while we were on the beach. But it just wasn't being like reciprocated as well. And the energy wasn't there. So I had already knew like I wasn't getting a kiss.
And you were a nice guy and you knew you could understand and read the signs like, hey, I'm not going to force this thing. It's not really, it's not vibing.
She curved Colin on his first date.
Yeah,
Like,
she sure
curved
did.
Jared.
Yes.
You're not about to curve me on my first and last date.
Oh,
I can't have that.
Well, how can the fans keep up with you?
You could find me at _Nandeezy, NANDEEZY on everything.
And what does the girl have to do to get an adjustment from you? Because I know that you practice chiropractic, and I've been bringing up like every podcast episode. I'm obsessed. I need to get my back cracked by nicest Nando.
Oh my God.
Where do you practice?
That could go so many ways.
No. Not back broke. Back cracked.
video.
Okay.
I was like, yo, what's going on
Strictly
here?
professional, medical.
Medical. This is a medical
podcast.
Yes.
treatment.
Kids watch this show. My office right now is in Santa Monica, so
Sweet. Okay.
I'll be over there.
All right. We'll call and we'll make an appointment.
Good
Please
to know.
do. I'll happily take care of you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, or Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
And we're here with Kevin's son.
Hey, hello, everybody. How's it going?
I think you're one of the nicest F-boys.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry, I jumped right in.
You
We're going-
really.
we're going right to
you
the
went
title.
I'm
hot.
not going to tell you how it's going. I'm going to say that you're very nice.
And he
Thank
did not
you.
agree with you.
No, I mean,
Out the gate, he's like, no, I deserve to be in Limbro. So in this episode, the mansplain, like, tell us everything about that moment. Like, because it is incredible.
things turn up quick. Like, it's
0 to
surprising.
100.
Well, it's crazy because like a couple of the guys didn't have any shit talk about them. Like,
Yeah,
which is-
new
which is-
Jared, shocking.
Yeah.
Everyone was
Yeah.
silent.
I know.
Yeah. That
But
was
Casey-
surprising.
They came for Josh before they came for New Jared.
Which is
like,
wild.
what?
Yeah.
Josh just wasn't that bad though, right?
I mean,
Like,
yeah. But it was worse than nothing.
It was worse than nothing. This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, was that like a fun, freeing moment for you to just kind of throw some of those eggs back at the F boys?
Was it a freeing moment? I mean, it was entertaining. Like,
Yeah.
I was entertained. You
Yeah.
know? Like we
I
didn't know
was
what
too.
we didn't know what was gonna come up, you know, and like
Yeah.
shit came up.
It
Like,
seemed like
Were
Chris
you-
knew what was going to come up.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God,
Chris
Chris
was
was-
excited
Yeah.
to put some stuff up.
yeah.
So, how can the fans keep up with you?
So my Instagram is the Sun Experience. It's the same on TikTok. If y'all are ever out in Hawaii, let me know. I mean, most of you guys, but hey, DM me. We got parties, we got adventures. Let's have some fun.
That is very promoter vibes.
Yeah. How about YouTube? Let's go to Hawaii.
Let's go to
Let's go.
Hawaii.
Let's have some fun.
Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Can we get an F-boy, F-by?
F-boy, F-by.
Oh, woo!
And that's another episode of the official F-Boy Island podcast. We want to thank our guests today, Nando, Kevin, Josh, and our special guest panelist, Bunny Barbie.
Where can fans keep up with you?
So I have a YouTube reality show coming out this month. It's called Legally Bunny, and you can find me on Legally Bunny or The Bunny Barbie. I'm The Bunny Barbie on Instagram and TikTok. I'm mostly a TikToker, so.
We love it.
We love it. I've been your host, Danielle Perez.
And I've been your host, Jared Goldstein.
F-boy,
Bye.